So 2021 is upon us, believe it or not. What a crazy year. I loved 2020, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, hard times. I think every year has hard times, but it was good for us. I loved having like the forced work-life balance by working from home, being home during the first long shutdown. And but I do have some like best moments, highlights for sure, and I definitely have some regrets. And on the drive to work today, I was thinking about that, just like, man, like I've made some good moves this year and I've made some bad moves this year. So I was just kind of wrapping my mind around 2021, what I want to accomplish, what my goals are, you know, are there any mistakes from last year I can change, move forward with, and just completely forget about maybe and move forward to 2021. And so I kind of made a quick list of 3 things I need to improve that didn't go so well last year, and 3 things that went really well and has really shaped Purple Bean and really molded me and built a nice solid foundation that will help me in the future. So I'll do the bad one first. One regret, something I need to improve on, is I did not highlight any of my team members last year. This bothers me for 2 reasons. One, a lot of people think I'm a one-man show, and which if you've listened to me before, you know I'm against. I think it's really important to hire people who do great work. I do great work in some aspects, but I do not know everything. My strength is not website building and SEO. I partner with people for that. My strength is not like high quality TV video. I partner with people for that. And but I just thought, you know what, I should have highlighted them more, just really encouraged my team that way, and just highlighted members of my team. For the second reason of people think I'm the one-man show, so I just want to show them, no, like Purple Bean is an agency. We have people and partners we work with. We have people who work and are contracted, and then people who work for me. So I thought this year you're going to be seeing a lot more of that. You're going to see the people behind the scenes who don't get the credit for anything, because I'm always the one in front of the camera. So one amazing thing that did happen, again, that I think will shape and was like one of those monumental things that kind of happened, fell into my lap, that I was like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. I got bigger clients, and now bigger doesn't just mean obviously financially, which is great, but what I loved about it is how when I was in charge of the whole marketing aspect, I was able to deliver a solid product. Social media went through the roof. You see a big growth with numbers. Everything was so cohesive, which I really love. So I'm looking for more of these clients who have bigger budget, who just trust me with every aspect of things, instead of like being like, okay, you got to talk to this guy over here, and oh, we kind of do that in-house and whatever. It was just like, man, when I'm in charge of everything, you really see a huge growth. Whereas when I'm just maybe just doing one Instagram account or a LinkedIn account, you don't see the growth. You don't see like everything come together. You're not seeing a huge progress because you're just doing one thing out of like 10 things you ought to be doing. So I was like, all right, now I know who my new target audience is, and I really want those bigger clients. All right, so another thing that took a hit, and something I really learned from, I had a financial goal this year that I was very well, I hit. So, but at the time, I think it was October, November, I was looking at the financials and I'm like, man, I am this close. I'm gonna say yes to everything. That was such a huge mistake. I'm never doing that again, if I remember, because honestly, it took those small jobs that bumped me up a little bit, but not like crazy amounts. They took just as much as some of these bigger jobs I was handling. And not just that, it pulled me away from what I'm really good at, just because I saw this like small goal in mind. I know what it was. The goal was 10,000 in 1 month. I was this close to being there. I must have been at like 85, 9,000. I'm like, oh, I just have to bump up to get that 10. And that cost me so much time and energy. And I learned a huge lesson. I was in a contract for a month doing these little jobs that just pulled me away from doing stuff I'm really good at. It pulled me away from making real money. It pulled me away from just new opportunities that match what I'm trying to do. They were not my target audience. I just said yes because I had that stupid goal in mind to hit the 10,000s. And so I'm like, okay, I'm never doing that again. So number 2, for things that went well, I am trying to shift. I love what I'm doing, but I also have so much like more offer, and I wanted to start shifting to consulting, so not me doing everything, but just kind of saying like, okay, look, I'm looking at your things, here's what you need to do here and here, and here's how you can grow, and here's some strengths that you can really build on, and you know what, you have these weaknesses over here, here's how to like build them up a little bit too. So consulting happened, and I was really happy because that was one goal I had for 2020 was getting in the consulting role, and that worked, and I'm super happy about that. Again, that is going to be something now I offer going forward. So, and then another big regret was number 3, I did not write my book. So if you look at my thing right here, it says book goals written by March. I don't know if you could see that or not. It was not written by March. And then when the first shutdown happened, I was like, oh my gosh, perfect time to work on my book. Did not happen. So I'm really bummed about that. I had that as my goal and I did not hit it. I wanted 55,000 words. I think I'm at like 12 or 15,000 words. So I'm kind of bummed that I took my foot off the gas for that one, because I was building into my schedule. Once March hit, everything just kind of turned around and it fell to the wayside as other things became more important. And anyway, excuses. I didn't hit my goal and I'm really mad about that one. All right, so the last good thing that happened to me, not the last, but I had to pivot to being a leader, not just the doer. So like I said, I hired some people, started partnering with some people, started contracting out. So instead of me being the one who's doing it, who's recording the movies, who's editing, who's creating the content, now I have hired people who did that. And it's been a really good pivot. Now my goal for 2021 is to be a better leader, create a really nice work culture, start reading and learning a little bit more of that. I've never had to do that before. I've never been the leader in a work environment. I've never had necessarily say over the culture. So now that I do, I think that's really interesting. And I'm just trying to create a really positive, fun, creative work culture. And so I'm really happy with that step. 2020 was amazing just because I had to get people in place, which means, things are working, things are climbing, and I loved that. So those were my 3 or 6 biggest takeaways for 2020, 3 positive, 3 negative, but honestly all 6 have created a foundation of kind of what not to do again. Don't get sidetracked by over here and things that I'm like, you know what, it's really important. I need to focus on this. This is my goal. This is now a pivotal foundation, I guess, to Purple Bee Media. So I'm only 3 years into this business and I'm still learning. And I'm just happy to say 2020 was a great year for me. I learned a lot. I'll be continuing down the route of learning, building, putting things in place, but what a ride. Entrepreneurship, if you have that dream in your heart, I'm telling you, the best thing I ever did was leave my job, my secure job, and come and just take the risk on myself. So, all right, I hope 2020 was great.